how grateful are you? How grateful are you? I want you to sit down and answer that question. How grateful are you that you have a towel, that you have hot water, that you have a roof over your head, that you have a cell phone, that you have shoes, that you have legs, that you have all four limbs? How grateful are you? Do you even think of one thing that you have that other people don't have? Let's take this neck brace. Some people have bad posture, sitting in front of the desk, typing away. And so they need to have a neck brace. Some people end up in a car accident and cannot walk. For me, in my case, I have gratitude. Praise the Lord above that I don't have to wear a neck brace because something terrible happened. I'm just wearing it for posture because I'm standing up right now and I'm speaking. So it's very hard for me to do that. But I want you to sit down and think about all the things that you have. The other day my cell phone broke. You see, these Samsung cell phones, I was using it for so long and then it just broke. I couldn't record the camera and became unusable. Maybe I downloaded so many apps. Maybe it was WhatsApp blowing up my phone with all these beautiful girlfriends that I have. Or maybe it was my parents or friends wanting to send me gifts and money. So my phone was blowing up. Anyway, my phone broke. And so I realized that the cell phone is one of the most important tools I have in my arsenal. You know, if we look in the war times, you had tanks, guns, army generals, and the king. And each of those four elements were a tool. They all had to work together. And so yes, I have my own ability to speak. I have my cell phone, which is one of those tools. I have strength. I have a camera. And more importantly, I have you. And all of us together are the amalgamation of a team. And so losing one of those aspects, losing my cell phone, was like losing the king. We lost direction in our war. And so I realized how important it was for me to have a cell phone. And once I came to terms with that, the amount of gratitude that I have fostered in the past is immense. I now understand what it's like to live without a cell phone. To know what it's like to not pick up my phone and scroll through TikTok and YouTube and Instagram. To not go from video to video to video, Netflix binge watch series. I understand what it is like to live in the 1950s. Yes, maybe it's not the same time, but I have a gratitude for it and I have an understanding. And so I believe that that is what life experiences are about. I believe that life is about going through things where you have and then you give. Where you have things that you then lose and you are forced to then appreciate them. You know, unfortunately, many of us, and I'm going to be including myself in this, not always but sometimes, cannot have gratitude until we actually lose something. How do you know that you appreciate your parents? When you feel that love and that connection with them, that you want to see them more, because you understand that they won't be there forever. The other night my dad and I had an argument, a very stiff argument. Both of us are stiff-necked, you know. And my dad said to me, there are only two things that we can do now. I said something witty, like, Dad, you're the best, ah! He said, there are two things that we can do. The first one is, I can make him laugh. Luckily I didn't put this one down. I can make him laugh. Or we can hug. And he wanted to come for a hug on that night. After I'd angered him, and I was rude, let me be honest with you. And I said to him, fine, I'll give you a hug. And when we went in for it, I said, the only reason I'm doing this is because you won't be here forever. And I know that. And so, I don't believe that you need to lose a parent, that you need to lose your cell phone, that you need to walk around naked or not have a towel for 6 months, to appreciate what it's like to have all the luxuries in life, to have parents, to have clean clothes that make you look respectable. And I'm going to take off this neck brace because I don't want it to send the incorrect message. I think that when it comes to being grateful, and you need to tell me what your opinion is on this, when it comes to being grateful, it emanates from a place of having respect for yourself, for others, and for the creation of the Lord. And I want you to think deeply about whether or not you would be okay with having to lose something in order to be grateful for it. If you have $1 million in the bank and no gratitude for it, are you telling me that you have to lose that $1 million to then appreciate it? If you have formal suits, and you don't appreciate the fantastic clothing that you've been gifted by the Lord above and the Lord only? Are you telling me that you need to lose all of your suits? One more example. If you cannot appreciate hot water that you have been gifted every single day to wake up and not freeze to death in a freezing cold pool or in freezing cold water, or have to bathe yourself in a small bath where you still remain dirty even though you've cleaned yourself, and you cannot appreciate that, are you telling me that you would have to lose that to even appreciate it? I had a business, we were selling things online, and it did so well, incredibly well. This was just after COVID-19, whether you believe in it or not. COVID-19. And people were buying things online in a big way. And what happened was, the business boomed. It went from a few sales to 500 orders a month. Big money, especially for me as a young kid. Still 16, 17 at the time. But I never appreciated it. I never appreciated all the extra money that I had. To go and buy the designer clothes that I always had wanted to. To go and eat in the restaurants that I'd always wanted to. You know, as our family, yes, perhaps we live in a nice place. But we are still middle of the road, middle class. And so we don't have that much money that we can go to a restaurant and I can eat spaghetti bolognese and have a Coke and have a cappuccino and have an orange juice. It needs to be one set meal, and most likely from McDonald's. Even though we do have money, we aren't wasteful, and we wouldn't put it into the wrong places. And so I have an appreciation when we do go to those restaurants, because I cannot go there all the time. But when I had all my own money, I went there every single day. Every single day. It would be Saturday night, in the middle of the night, 1 a.m., and I'd find a way to get out to one of these restaurants and grab a burger in the middle of the night. I had no sense of gratitude, and I overdid it too much. But next thing, I lost it all. Do you think that I lost it all because of my own arrogance? Perhaps. But I believe I lost it all because I was not grateful for what I had. You know, the thing is, if you aren't grateful for what you have, you never take the time to stand there, just relax, and appreciate what you have. If I look around right now, I have so many books around me, all those files, the fact there's a roof over my head, and I have so much gratitude for where I was and where I've come. That is a lesser known secret of the universe. I want to tell you. You know, you have these people tell you about raising your vibration energy. I don't believe that. That's all woo-woo guru stuff. But I want to just illustrate a point here. If you can have a contrast. See, the thing is, it's not about losing it to then appreciate it. It's about having a contrast. So, for example, I had no money a month ago. Zero. Flat zero. And then I made a few sales on the second-hand store online. And I can see the contrast. And it's that contrast that makes me grateful. So, I had cold showers for a long time. And I had a hot shower this morning. And it's the contrast that makes me grateful. I never had a towel in my shower for months. For whatever reason, I didn't have a towel. In fact, today I didn't use a towel. I just take my underpants and dry my face and clean one. But the point is, it's that contrast of not having and having. But the problem is, how do you maintain a contrast? Does that mean you need to have a cold shower, then a hot shower, then a cold... No, it's impractical. Does that mean you need to have a fancy phone, cheap phone? Fancy phone, cheap phone? No. It starts with an understanding that you need gratitude. And again, for example, Robert Kiyosaki wrote a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which is how to get rich. But he says at the end of the book, a word on gratitude. He says, when he has given money in the past, he has always received more. But when he has given with the intention of just giving to receive, he has never received. If you just have the intention to be grateful, you will receive more. That's how it works. It's abundance. It's like raising your vibration energy, to use the guru term. But if you want to foster gratitude so that you can just get more because you understand the secret of the universe, let's call it that, well, then you're never going to receive anything. And in fact, you're going to intentionally misdirect all the energies, and you're going to manifest the opposite of abundance. You're going to manifest scarcity. So with that, I want to leave you with a little saying. Never give to receive. Only give to give. And don't be grateful for more. Be grateful for the sake of what you have.